Hey, it's Wednesday, which means it's brand new comic book day. New comics are hitting the shelves all across the world. Digitally, physically, it's the best day of the week because it's new comics. Marvel's hooked us up with one of their trades that are coming out, Cable, the Hellfire Hunt. Now, this collects Cable 1993 number 1 and number 48 to 58, Cable Machine Man Annual 1998, Machine Man and Bastion Annual 1998, and Wolverine Cable. It's written by James Robinson, Joe Casey, Karl Bollers, and Michael Higgins, and illustrated by Jose Ladronn, German Garcia, Ryan Benjamin, Ed McGuinness, Rick Leonardi, Martin Egeland, and Stephen Platt. There's a lot packed in here for $39.99, something like, I don't even know if there's a page counter there. There's a lot of pages. Let's just go with that. So, lot to cover. I think the back will describe it the best, so I'm just going to read it off that because there's, nothing else that's going to sum it up better. So it's when Cable saves reporter Irene Merriweather from the Hellfire Club. He learns of its plot to slay Apocalypse and sees his power. Cable can't let that happen. He can't let Apocalypse return either. Can Irene help him save the world, or will she paint another bullseye on her back? Then Cable finds himself in Wakanda. Can he and Black Panther silence Claw, Master of Sound? Domino returns, but there's a price on her head. Can Cable rescue his mentor without his powers? And will Cable and Machine Man be allies or enemies? Plus, flashback to Cable's arrival in the present and his first battle with Wolverine. This covers a lot. And, basically, if you didn't read Cable in the 90s, this is a decent way to check stuff out. I believe this is pretty much all 90s Cable. And in a good way, it's kind of cool in that, we've got Deadpool 2 coming out next year. Cable's obviously going to be a big deal. So to go back and check out some of the early stuff that he was a part of is neat. So, if you are on a Cable riff and you really want to go see some of his old stuff, if you want to catch up with a little nostalgia, you could go a lot worse ways. Seeing Cable with various characters that set up some interesting things. Of course, you got his history with Apocalypse. Cable being kind of part machine with Machine Man's interesting. Obviously, Wolverine is always fascinating when Cable and him meet up. It's a smattering. I didn't know. It's weird in that I didn't feel like there was like a theme throughout the volume. We probably can make an arguments as to what it is, but it just felt like kind of a smattering of different stories from different creators. So that, in that sense, it's okay. But this isn't bad. 90s comics, if you will, were not necessarily the high point of the comic industry, and I think some of this is indicative of that, shows some of that off. But then again, we're not talking, summer blockbusters generally are not highbrow films that, you're going to go debate. We're not talking philosophical debates here. So basically what's in here in my hand is a lot of big popcorn movies in comic form. It's entertaining, it's enjoyable. Does it blow me away? No. Is there other Cable stuff I'd recommend? Probably. But this isn't a bad thing. So basically, if you haven't read these comics, if you're really into Cable, great collection. Great way to just grab everything in one sitting. Though it's kind of a smattering, and maybe I wish there was a longer run, but that's a whole other debate that we can have out there. So yeah, this is basically Cable on the hunt for a bunch of people. I guess that's kind of the theme that we're looking at. It's a weird theme, but sure, we're going to go with it. So my recommendation basically is if you are really into Cable, go for it. If you've read all this stuff, you don't need to pick it up again. There's not really much that's new. There is a essay from Brian Cairns in Marvel Vision number 30. There is an introduction, I think, from Joe Casey that was written in April 2017, just reflecting on Cable. So yeah, that's about what I got with it. If you're basically a diehard Cable fan, go for it. I want to thank Marvel for hooking us up, though, with this. It's always great to kind of go back and check it out, and we're going to, dive in and see what else we can do with this down the road at graphicpolicy.com. Now, if you want to get your own, go and support your local comic book shop first and foremost. There is a link where you can go put in your zip code and see where a shop is near you. If there's no shop near you, we have some affiliate links beneath this video, but go support your local comic book shop first. If you're into Cable, if you're into X-Men, if you're into Marvel, if you're into comics in general, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. Of course, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, as always, thanks for watching. Keep reading those comics, make my Marvel, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.